Hey everyone, so today we're jumping into something called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. Now, this is one of the most powerful tools out there for mental health, and it's all built on this one really simple idea. What if you could actually change your life just by changing your thoughts? Let's dig in and see how it works.
And I want to start by asking you a question just straight up. Are the thoughts running through your head helping you, or are they holding you back? Think about it for a second, because the answer to that question is really the key to everything we're about to talk about. You see, at the very heart of CBT is this powerful little cycle. First, something happens. We'll call that the event. Then, almost instantly, we have a thought about it. And that thought, it creates a feeling, which then, you guessed it, drives our behavior. It's this chain reaction, and the most important link in that whole chain is step 2, our thoughts. Yeah, that connection, the one between what you think and how you feel, that's the engine that makes all of this go. So let's zoom in on that idea for a minute. This right here is the big idea. It's not always the things that happen to us that cause us to feel bad. It's the meaning we give to those things. It's our interpretation of the event that really affects how we feel and what we do next. Okay, so if our thoughts and interpretations are the issue, what do we do about it? Well, that brings us right to the therapy itself. What exactly is cognitive behavioral therapy? You know, at its core, it's a type of therapy that's all about building skills. This isn't about just lying on a couch and talking. Nope. It's an active process where you learn how to spot and then change the thought patterns that are leading you to these unhelpful feelings and actions. And according to the American Psychological Association, CBT is built on these 4 foundational beliefs. First, that unhelpful thinking really can cause distress. But second, and this is the really hopeful part, is the idea that we can actually learn better ways to think. And by building those new mental habits, we can relieve our symptoms and ultimately act in ways that are way more beneficial for us. And get this, it's a really focused process. A typical round of CBT isn't some endless thing. We're often talking about something like 6 to 20 sessions, either one-on-one or maybe in a group. The whole point is to give you the tools you need in a pretty structured amount of time. Okay, so that's all the theory. But what does this actually look like when you're in a therapy session? How does it work in practice? Well, one of the biggest things that makes CBT different from some other therapies is its focus. You know, while some approaches might spend a lot of time digging into your past to figure out why you feel the way you do now, CBT is all about the here and now. It zeroes in on your current thoughts and beliefs to help you make changes today. To make this super clear, let's just use a pretty relatable example. Imagine someone who has a serious fear of going to the dentist. So maybe this person's fear comes from one single bad experience they had years ago. And now that experience has created this automatic, unhelpful thought that pops up. Because I had pain that one time, all dental visits are going to be painful. Now that's not a fact, right? It's a prediction that's just totally fueled by fear. So here's how CBT would tackle this. First, you'd work with a therapist to actually identify that specific thought. Then you'd learn to challenge it. Like, is it really 100% true that every single visit will be painful? Where's the proof? And finally, you work on reframing it into something more balanced and helpful, which breaks that whole cycle of fear. Now, what's so cool about that simple 3-step process is that it doesn't just work for a fear of the dentist. It's actually the foundation for a whole toolkit of mental skills that you can use for pretty much any challenge life throws at you. So through CBT, you learn to catch those automatic thoughts we all have. You learn to question the assumptions that are hiding underneath them, and to tell the difference between what's an actual fact and what's just an unhelpful story you're telling yourself. And over time, you build the skill of seeing situations in a much more helpful and realistic way. These are skills that last a lifetime. And the impact of learning these skills is, well, it's huge. A big 2021 review showed just how effective CBT is, not just for mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, but for a whole range of physical and behavioral issues too, from things like chronic fatigue and tinnitus, all the way to substance misuse. So all of this incredible, evidence-backed effectiveness is exactly why CBT is now considered pretty much the gold standard in the world of psychotherapy. And look, this isn't just someone's opinion. Because CBT is so structured and goal-oriented, it's actually one of the most researched therapies out there. And all that research points to the same conclusion. For a huge range of issues, no other therapy has been proven to be consistently better. In fact,
A major article back in 2018 just came right out and said it, calling CBT the current gold standard of psychotherapy. That is a seriously powerful statement, and it's backed by decades of solid evidence.
So if there's one big thing to take away from all this, it's this. CBT isn't really about a therapist fixing your problems. It's about you being equipped with your own toolkit of practical, powerful coping strategies so you can handle whatever comes your way. It's all about empowerment. Which kind of brings us right back to where we started. Instead of just thinking about this stuff in theory, I want to leave you with a real practical question. Based on everything we just covered, what is one unhelpful thought that you could start to challenge right now, today?